Welcome to my channel, Elemental Origins. My name is Starr, and today I'm going to enter into the space with a dragon's blood incense. And for those that are watching in succession, you will know that I mentioned that it's not just sage that you can use to smudge your home, and I took that as a calling for me too. And I grabbed some dragon's blood, and I immediately felt like, yeah, that was what was missing. And there have been a lot of messages about dragon energy for 2024, so I thought that's in perfect alignment. But today's reading, I'm so excited for. I woke up this morning knowing I was going to do a reading. I was guided to my aura rose quartz, and this is one of my absolute favorite crystals. And I was hearing, to bring forward messages of encouragement and deeper understanding and accessing the heart space. But I'm going to do something a little bit differently, and I'm going to channel messages from this aura quartz, what she would like to share with you in terms of her energy with regards to you perhaps getting some aura quartz for yourself, and the properties that she can help heal within you or assist you in. So just give me a moment, and I'm going to start to channel from this crystal. She's saying that the ability to self-soothe, the ability to start to embody one's own nourishment and divine essence. There's this idea that a lot of the collective right now are outwardly giving so much and perhaps receiving little in return, and that's kind of where we might just find ourselves right now. That some of us out here that are, pretty expansive and hold space for others, it's like we're having to hold so much space right now, and there's not much that we can get in return just because of the state of the environment that we live in right now, the state of the world. I'm hearing that's more of an expansive message rather than reciprocity within relationships. It's reciprocity from the planet, and perhaps all of our energies is outwardly going somewhere else for healing, because there are just so many spaces that need our attention at this time. And this is my people that do grid work, this is my people that hold space for others, this is my people that really care about those around them, their families, their friends, and they give their all to everything. I'm hearing that aura quartz will help you replenish self and allow you to sink back into your own energy and remind you how powerful you are and how powerful the power of love is. And I think that something that is incredibly frustrating at times when we are met with conflict is this idea of coming back to love with every situation, and that being the highest vibration, and that being the easiest way to transmute any energy. And sometimes when we hear that, when we are frustrated with people or circumstance, the last thing we want to do is send that energy of love to that other person, to that other situation, or perceived difficult layer of understanding at that time. But I promise you, sending love to anything will transmute it the quickest out of any other perceived frequency out there at this time. So if you can't send love from your own heart space, what about sending frequency, energy, putting on sounds for the higher heart chakra, for the heart chakra, and saying that you are intending this energy to go to the spaces that need that intention, that need that attention, need that support, and might need to be transmuted only through the eyes of the highest vibration, and try and take self out of the situation, I'm hearing. But I have two labradorite crystals that I've brought into space today. I don't know if you can see, the flash on there. This is one of my utmost favorite crystals, so thank you to a gorgeous soul that donated this to me. I use it all of the time. And I've also brought in this little stone. I call this my Jack and the Beanstalk stone. I took this out with me today when I was out and about, and I always know when I'm in full alignment in my highest vibration because I will pick up labradorite. And this idea of the childlike essence coming to the forefront right now to be healed, I think specifically with where we find ourselves in terms of the festive season, it can bring up a lot of trauma, it can bring up a lot of emotion, but if we can harness the energies of our inner child and allow them to lead at this time and to reparent them, to nourish them, to tell them that it's safe no matter what is going on in your surroundings. Sometimes it can be quite testy times with regards to relationships, seeing family for the first time in a real long time, or we're going to have to bump into that person that we haven't seen in a really long time, at the friends gathering, and things didn't end so well, etc. I'm hearing bring your inner child into the situation and allow them to heal tell them that they are safe with you, and allow them to lead in this festive season. Allow your inner child to lead, because that's going to allow you to feel the magic of these realms. And I think only this week have I truly felt like it's Christmas, like it's a festive season. And I thought it's because I'm taking a much lighter heart open approach to where I find myself right now. It's almost like I've really sunk back into my higher heart space. And you know, I think I have to thank the elementals for that. I did an enchanted forest journey with the fairies, and they haven't left me from that space. And I thought they really wanted me to just open up to enjoyment, to pleasure, to play, and to not be so serious. I think sometimes we have to be so serious, you know, when we're in the spiritual realms. And I do a lot of different things behind the scenes that are, you know, in real crazy dark spaces, and I have to be quite serious in those moments. And, you know, I've been doing that for a real long time, and I was encouraged to take this season to soften, to play, to just enjoy, you know, the festivities, and to remember that everything is of a light essence as well as being dark. And, you know, we can find the light even in the darkest of spaces, is what I want to share. But I've grabbed some decks just to pull and yeah, see what messages want to come through. But I think we're going to have a much lighter reading than the last one. I think the last one was a bit of a kick up the behind, but today's I hope is going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more playful. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Sacred Spirit Oracle, and I'm going to pull 3 like last time. And this is going to be a test as well, whether this is going to be a reading that is going to resonate with you or not. So I'm going to pull 3 cards and state the vibration, and you will know whether to stick around for this reading or not, because the energies will align to how you are feeling in the present moment, or they won't. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these, just hopping on and pulling messages through as a way to test intuition and to, yeah, expand consciousness as well, everyone. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. The first card that I've got is 23, Lead the Way, Light Your Own Path. Second card that I've got, 21, Illuminate the Shadow, Focus on a Solution. Interesting. And the third card that I've got, wow. Yeah, I pulled this in an Oracle reel on Instagram, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago. 8, Channel Your Knowing, Critical Judgment. Challenge Your Knowing, I read that as. Challenge Your Knowing. Interesting. Okay. Give me a moment with these 3 energies and I will tune in. So the first card with the stag with the elk over here is the essence of being a leader right now, allowing for your magic to shine through you. It's like you can't hide anymore. If you are feeling in this energy, you can't hide anymore. It's like people know that you sparkle, that you shimmer, and it's just radiating off of you at this point. And I think some of you have been waiting to be in this energy, or you've been gearing up to be in this energy, and your teams of light are saying it's now time to just lead the way. And perhaps you're only leading your own path, perhaps you're your own shining light, you're your own star at this time, and that's okay. But the second card with this, Illuminate the Shadow. Some of you are really, really in the depths of shadow work right now. You are seeing through the illusions. You are seeing through your perceived notion of a limited understanding with regards to where you find yourself in your life right now. And you're looking to familiars for your understanding. So you might be working with animal spirits, you might be working with creatures of other realms. I'm seeing the jaguar, I'm seeing a crow, I'm seeing a magpie, I'm hearing an owl tweet in my ear, I'm hearing about an eagle, and yeah, a badger for someone randomly. Peacock feathers I'm seeing, and also, dragon energy as well. But to the third card, you might be someone that is trying to gain more knowledge at this time. You might live in your logical brain a lot, and you receive a lot of downloads from spirit, whether you know this or not. You receive a lot of divine information, and you've been storing up this knowledge, and now you're trying to publish it, I'm hearing. So you might be writing a book at this time. You might be writing something that you're wanting to bring to others. You might be writing an article, a spec, I'm hearing. I'm not even sure what that is, if that's even a thing, but I can hear it. And you're wanting to share, but I'm hearing that it's almost like, how do I explain this? it's like you're seeing with your eyes open rather than seeing with your eyes closed. I think you're going to have to bring more intuition into what you're trying to birth into this physical plane of existence, because it comes from a divine source, whether you realize it or not. Whatever information you're bringing forward, whether you feel like this has come from textbook or other forms of more practical, I guess, understandings, whether you've tested out theories and you've allocated the right environment to test out those theories. Like, this might be something like very scientific that's being brought to the forefront, but it's coming from a spiritual place. So they're saying you're going to have to tune into the unknown to bring this forward. So those might be the three energies that you are in if this reading is going to be for you moving forward, with more of the messages that I will be bringing forward in a moment. But the first thing I was hearing today when I was thinking about setting up for this reading, and I was thinking, what crystals am I feeling drawn to bring into space? Is there anything of the energies that I want to bring, as an introduction or a layer of understanding to, as a focal point, to put in the title and things like that. And I was hearing, I was being reminded of songs this week. I've been drawn back to songs that I haven't listened to in a real long time. And music has always been something that transports me completely back into a specific time, a specific space, a specific energy. It's like, I'm transported back into that entire moment, how I was feeling at that time, the energies of other people around me, who I was, hanging around with at that time. And otherwise, I can't retain that information, everyone. And I would love to know other people's understandings of this, with going through a spiritual awakening. It's like I don't remember anything before this. It's real hard for me to pull information forward. And I've had a lot of people say, maybe this is trauma response, but I've worked quite closely with my teams of light to understand that once I've gone through a cycle, once I've gone through the lesson of something, they just take that away from me. They take that memory away, because what's the point in reframing the same lesson over and over again, and having memories come forward that do trigger a response of upset. And sometimes it will bring situations back for me to feel at a deeper level, so I can heal it at a deeper level. But that is very intuitively guided, by my teams of light and where I find myself on my journey. So I'd be curious to know if many of you can retain a lot of memories after having a spiritual awakening, because I feel like all of mine have just gone, and it's only through music that I'm completely transported back into new spaces and just to exactly that time. And the message that was coming forward was this understanding that that's a simple way to explain timelines. And I think some of you might have heard me speak about timelines, and it just feels like too far of an understanding, too outlandish, too out there. And if you think about when you listen to music and it takes you to somewhere else, it will remind you of a specific place, a specific person, and you're grounded in that space. And you remember a lot of essences in that specific moment. And that's what it's like to timeline hop. Sometimes I will go into a space or a room and I think, oh, I've been here before, and it feels like I've got deja vu. Or I will say something and I feel like, oh my gosh, I've said this before, and it's because it already exists somewhere else and I've just stepped into that higher vibration. So when you are listening to songs, when you're listening to music and that takes you to a space of somewhere that you've already been, that's like a timeline. Imagine that as a timeline. So this memory is how timelines exist. That thing happened in the perceived past, in inverted commas, but you can jump back into that space in your mind. So imagine that you can do that through your mind. If you want to envision something like manifestation, you can create yourself into that space. And that's something that I really like to do. If I'm trying to manifest something, I will think about, what I might be smelling at that time, what the sensations of my skin might be, with the environment, or what clothes I might be wearing, or, what shoes I'm wearing. I'm very much a visual person, and, I don't remember a lot of things, but when people say, oh, you were wearing this outfit, or I was wearing this for this thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I remember that outfit, I remember those shoes. So think about timelines as marker points for expansion, but also for luxury. I think there is a massive disconnect right now with what it means to be living a full and abundant life, and what it means to be living a luxurious life. And this has been something that I've been, really having to, I guess, come at a new frame of understanding, and seeing that my life is so full and abundant already that anything other than what I have right now is just very much a bonus, an icing on the cake, the cherry on top of the cake, and I'm so grateful for that. And I think some of you through this festive season might have been guided to be a little bit more grateful in the practice of gratitude for what you have, and maybe you've gone through a space of being quite humbled by spirit of late, going through ego deaths and, you know, trying to give back to the community, I'm hearing. But I'm going to pull some tarot and see what other messages want to come through, because I could just keep talking. Spirit guides, guardians, angels, and dragons, I'm hearing. What would you like to share with the collective today? 8 of Wands. Yeah, to those that are in this energy of gaining more knowledge, things are going to move a lot quicker than you're expecting. Yeah, you're going to be able to collaborate with others with ease. If that's been something you've been worried about, you'll be able to collaborate with others. You're going to have no trouble making connections, making friends, I'm hearing. I think some of you might have been a little bit isolated of late, and you've been fearful of stepping out. And I'm hearing the time of struggle is over. Yeah, the time of struggle is over. So get out of the apathy that you might have once been feeling. I'm hearing that you might have felt really alone at one time, and you know, the energies have shifted. Remind yourself of that. You're not where you once were a year ago, 2 years ago. It's like everyone loves you. I'm hearing. So sink into that this festive season. Sink into the knowing that people love and appreciate you. Yeah, it's almost an illusion around some of you right now that you have to keep walking away. Some of you might be really flighty in your decision making, and your teams of light is saying slow down before you miss out on something. Yeah, hot undo your heels. Some of you are so quick and on to the next, or so quick to, I don't know, change mind or make an assumption. Yeah, slow down before making assumptions. Yeah, 7 of Swords. So you know exactly where this information is coming from. And this is kind of connected to my more expansive work in other spaces. And, you know, I have negative and dark beings come through to me all the time, trying to tell me things that aren't true, trying to stand me off my path, and, you know, take what resonates. This might be just too much for you to understand, but I have to be very careful with what I listen to, and it's only been the past couple of days that my guides have come through to be speaking with me again, because it wasn't a safe space for them to verbally communicate with me. Because I had so much interference and distortion from other beings. So some of you might be under a psychic attack at this time, and you're listening to things that aren't relevant to you or your life. It's fear-mongering from other spaces, and yeah, it's going to be illuminated to you. Yeah, all of this light here. So slow down. Please, please, please slow down, because yeah, you might walk away from something that is bringing you the most amount of love, I'm hearing. Something might be bringing you the most amount of love, and it's like you're not able to see it right now. Yeah, 2 of Wands. Some of you might have been planning to travel, and your teams of light are saying that they had to put a stop to this because there was going to be something that you wanted to see. There's going to be something you want to see, and they're being very cryptic with that, but it's because you walked away from so much. They're gifting you something. Something's coming back in kind and reciprocity for everything that you've been doing. Yeah, and it's going to be a real nurturing space for you. 6 of Cups. It's going to be a real nurturing space. Yeah, for those that might have been in this leadership understanding with the stag, with the elk, with the elder, I'm hearing, yeah, some of you are such sages, like divine sages. Like your energy is like silk to me. This leader energy, it's like silk. I feel like I'm bathing in, I feel like I'm bathing in gold. Yeah, the Emperor. This is your energy. You are in your element. I keep wanting to say piles because I'm so used to it. You're in your element, and I'm hearing it's just time to shine. So don't hold back. Yeah, King of Wands. You're ready. Some of you feel like you're not ready, but you are. You're ready to be a leader. You're ready to step forward in divine light, in divine trust, and you're ready to say yes to everything, but especially to yourself. And this is a message that came through in the last reading, this idea of not saying yes to self. There is something that you're going after. leaders and sages, and you're going to get it. It's like, don't ever question whether you're going to get it or not. And this is something that I was thinking about before setting up this reading. And at some point in my journey, I never ever thought that I would be able to sit in front of a camera and speak, or sit here and do readings. I'd watch other tarot readers and I thought, gosh, like, how would I ever be able to do that? And 2 years later, here I am doing it. And it now comes to ease somewhat for me, but it's been a journey, and I never thought that I would get here. And I got told really early on, things that I would be doing in my path, and I just thought, what are you talking about? Absolutely no way. They're telling me I'm going to bring forward information that no one's ever spoke of before. I'm going to be working in all sorts of realms, and sharing my understandings with other people. I was going to be holding space for others, and I thought, absolutely not. That is that is not going to happen. The Hermit, and yeah, it did send me into a Hermit phase with the number 9 on there. The infinity symbol is important, and the number 9. We've got 6 and 9s, 2, 6, 9s, and 4, and 8s, which is sacred geometry in one respect. To some, that might pique your interest to look into more sacred geometry, but also numerology, but this idea of the infinite being something to circle back to. So if you are this leader in this leadership energy and you've gone into hermit mode, it's so you can circle back to infinite source and gain more, it's like gain more tools, but also gain a deeper understanding so that you can bring forward something different. I think the leaders are looking to bring forward something different, perhaps something you've never expressed before, and you're going to, see this information, but it's been through your pain why you're allowed to access this information. And I think some of you are still healing, and that's okay, but you still shine so much even when you're healing, and I think that's something that you're missing. Some of my leaders out there, even when you're healing, you still shine. So allow others to hold you as well. Allow others to meet you where you are. My leaders and people that hold space. Allow others to meet you where you are. Allow others to come in and help too. I'm hearing follow the yellow brick road, and she met a lot of friends along the way, and they all helped each other heal. So this idea of community is coming through really strongly. We've got the Knight of Swords, which is connected to this group in shadow work. Be careful of allowing your past to rule your understandings of your shadow work at this time. I'm hearing some of you are getting stuck in the loops of the darkness. So perhaps the trauma and the torment you felt, rather than allowing yourself to perhaps step outside of that understanding in terms of taking some of the emotion out of it so that you can understand it as a process of how you were able to grow from that experience, and also a place for you to know that you will never return there again. I think there is some fear within this shadow work group that, the same situations or the same patterns or the same cycles are going to repeat, and you've gone through the worst, I want to say, to most of you in that group, if not all. You've gone through the worst, and it's going to be okay. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. You're going to fly free. Once winter is over, I'm hearing over the wall. Yeah, King of Swords, over the wall, reference to, what was it called? Game of Thrones there. So some of you might have loved Game of Thrones. And yeah, that was brought to my attention yesterday. G-O-T, got. And it was like, someone's got something. You've just got something. Some of you in the collective, you've just got something. Yeah, you went for gold and you've got it. 3 of Wands here. There's going to be room for rapid expansion. There's going to be room to... I'm hearing that song, Leader of the Pack, whatever that is, I can't remember. And it's like, you're going to lead with pride and not out of ego. Everyone that is here, you are leading in your spaces right now, in your community, in your family, with pride and with humility. Some of you are working through this shadow season. You're working through gaining a more humble understanding of life, I'm hearing, and everyone has to go through that phase. Everyone is continually going through that phase of the ego death, and allowing ourselves to come into the understanding of oneness and, you know, Christ consciousness. I know that that triggers some people, but this idea of us all being as one and all being a collective and all helping each other, I think is something that we're being encouraged to ground into where we find ourselves right now. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. We are being asked to ground in our understandings of nature and our understandings of cycles of life, and to trust our own cycle of life as well, I'm hearing. We're going to pull a crystal card as well, crystal oracle, just to get some closing messages and, yeah, guidance. Smithsonite and 51. I pulled this card before and I'm not familiar with the stone, so I am going to grab the guidebook for this and read a little bit of Smithsonite. But you might have chosen that pile. This is maybe a couple of months ago now. For that, Smithsonite and 51, which I'm taking as 5 and 1 is 6. So yeah, take that if it resonates. Smithsonite, rebirth from chaos, evolution, stress relief, emotional boost, clearing of obstacles for growth. From here to there can be a rocky road, one that may even seem to move under your foot as you engage in the process of healing. With rolling emotions, the journey can be confusing, unsettling, and cause you to want to beat a hasty retreat. But Smithsonite's spirit message is clear, and as clear as it can be. You are halting moving forward into creating something new. If you feel as though you're unsteady and even going through a little backwards at times, it's only because you are being asked to look to the past and to the lessons learned so that so that your next steps can be sure and steady. The ground is firm beneath you, the wind has your back, and the conscious universe is beside you, so there is no need to look for what may seem to be safer ground. The landscape around you is changing, you are changing, and soon you will feel much more settled if you heed the call from Smithsonite spirit and trust that you will be just fine. So breathe, it's all going to resolve soon, and the obstacles you find daunting will disappear. And I think that was literally the main energy of this entire reading that I was feeling before sitting down, was this encouragement to continue on the path. And I really just wanted to, you know, hold everyone's hand today. I was thinking of so many people today, and so many people, you know, that I know personally, and just as a collective level that I know what we're going through, the struggles that we are facing at this time, stepping forward in our own authenticity, in our own light, and, you know, expanding, and, you know, perhaps losing some aspects of self that we hold on to so dearly. It can be so unsettling, it can be so ungrounding, and you can truly feel like you are alone, even though you have so many people around you that support you. And, you know, that's okay. Trust into your feelings at this time, and just release them, and know that everything is going to work out. And, you know, at times, time and time again, I'm taken to my knees, I come to the floor and I think, gosh, like how am I going to get through this next bit? How am I going to get through this next perceived obstacle? And, you know, you just do. We always bounce back, because the soul is eternal, and after this life there will be a next one, or perhaps not a next one, and we will, you know, be where we are supposed to be, and guiding others on their path too. So remember that it's not just you. Remember that there is so much out there that you can call upon. I've been so grateful to have my guides back, and, you know, for that energy to be much more present in my field. And I thought, how did I ever live life without this understanding before? Because it was so incredibly difficult, you know, not having this understanding that I'm safe in my own physical body. I'm safe, you know, where I stand on my own 2 feet, because I hold me, and that's okay. And not only do I hold me, my teams of light hold me, and that energy is just the most potent that ever exists. And, you know, if this is not your realm or your understanding yet, I feel like it will be in time. And, you know, I really hope that you can just remain open and just be, I guess, curious as to what is out there for you to experience, and to trust in that too. And I think sometimes we look to others for guidance when we are our own shining light, we are our own guide, and tune into that knowing. And I think it's about bringing that back to that inner child. Let your inner child lead at this time. And I know to many that might be absolutely terrifying, but I promise you there is something about the inner child that knows. They know so much more than we give them credit for. And, you know, this might be your children too. Some of you might think your children are a little bit wild, or I'm hearing promiscuous in some way, and that is not the general meaning of what is usually taken from that sentence, but it's like this idea of going into everything with a layer of seduction, or It's almost like a trickster energy. You can perhaps see some essences moving under a trickster energy at this time. This might be people that you know. This might be people that you have question marks over. But I'm hearing to trust them, because there is something about that energy that is helping others transmute too. So if you have question marks around some people at this time, give the situation more space so that you can see the final outcome, I'm hearing. And please, 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 only take what resonates. There's going to be some of you out here that have walked away from people that were incredibly toxic to you, and that was the right thing to do. So this is going to test your discernment and your judgment, everyone. But I'm hearing there are some others out there that are just in a trickster energy right now, and they are helping others at this time. So trust them. Trust what they're doing, and trust that they care about you, I'm hearing, which is, yeah, it's very interesting. When I was seeing the owl, being drawn to the birds, and I was being drawn to this woman peeking through in apathy. Don't sit in apathy right now. Trust the process is what I want to share. But I'm going to close with some starseed oracle. We got this card again, star bathing, light body crystal grid transmission and activation. Some of you really need to start star bathing. You can find star bathing on Rebecca Campbell's a website, I do believe, or it might be on her Spotify, which is the creator of this oracle deck. Wow, I knew this card was going to come out. I saw it in my mind just now. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, revolution, inspired ideas. So hello, my Pleiadian babies. Some of you are ready to jump timelines. You're ready. You heard the call, and yeah, you're wanting to take that leap. So just take that leap. Say, I'm ready. I'm ready to tap into my highest vibration. I'm ready to tap into my highest timeline. And yeah, you might really connect with Orion energy. You might not know that you are connected to star energy at this time, but you are. So look into Orion's belt, and look into Mintaka specifically, and look into the Pleiades as a star system. Double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. And this golden energy here, gold is incredibly important and will be moving forward. It's something that we are going back into with regards to currency somewhere, everyone. And yeah, I believe in societies moving forward, we will have a much different understanding of how to acclaim wealth. And I think that money as paper is just going to not be non-existent at some point, everyone. So that is just a message for the future, nothing to dwell on or be in fear of. But if you've been feeling called to change your jewelry to gold, I've been told this information some time ago, and I was definitely a silver person, and I was told the energy in gold is of a much higher vibration for me, and I've been making that switch slowly and coming to that understanding and feeling that essence as well. And I was wearing a gold chain today with my Metatron Orgonite resin, what is it called? Circle, I guess, at this point. And yeah, I felt in such a peaceful state today. Much more, I guess, level-headed, and I thought, this is Metatron's doing. I've been trying to figure out a lot of things in my spaces, and it was the first time in probably about a few weeks where I felt like all of my understandings came to one configured understanding. I thought, oh, okay, that's the steps. I can do this one step at a time, moving forward, and I felt at peace. So for those that might be wanting to work with a specific deity or understanding of a leader at this time, Archangel Metatron will be amazing for you. I'm hearing Ganesh as well for some of you. Shiva, the energy of a snake, the serpent, the bat, the magpie. I'm hearing a wolf whistle as well. And I'm seeing someone like have a whistle that sounds like a wolf. So that's confirmation for you, for someone. I'm hearing that's going to be very specific, and only for one person I'm hearing is it's a wolf whistle, or a wolf whistled, and you heard it. Yeah, that's super, super interesting. Any more closing messages for the collective? Yeah, start looking to the stars. Be curious and allow your soul to shine through at this time, everyone. Allow yourself to see your divinity, your light, your essence, your love, and allow yourself to share that with others, I think is the final thing that Spirit wishes for me to share. But that's all for today, everyone. Take care.